I am here with Whitney Hawk, and we are talking about new Hawk design build today. So let's dive in.
Okay.
As we do, we're gonna do a little bit.
I'm so happy to be here,
You
Haley.
are?
Yes,
Good.
thank you
I'm
for
so
having
glad.
us.
Yeah, your energy already is so good. I love it.
Yes, let's rock and roll.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from here, Knoxville.
Knoxville, West Knox, South Knox, East Knox.
West Knox. I grew up by Pellissippi and North Shore
Okay,
when it wasn't.
Hardin Valley. It was
No,
pre-Hardin Valley.
it was.
Oh no, yeah, I mean North Shore here.
Pellissippi,
Yeah,
North
yeah,
Shore,
yeah.
And at that point, we only had Farragut and Bearden.
Right.
So
Are you a bulldog or an admiral?
I'm an admiral.
Interview over.
Go Admirals! Farragut, woo! But no, it was a lot of fun growing up here.
Yeah.
Lake life, and it's big when we
Yes.
grow up here. Going out on boats, grew up
Yes.
riding horses, and so it's been a great
that.
life in Knoxville for sure.
I love that. Okay, iced coffee or hot coffee?
Iced coffee.
Like plain? Do you like a black? Do you want a little flavor?
So I like a little flavor,
Yeah.
but I don't like a lot of creamer
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
I don't want to taste milk. Like,
Oh yeah.
I still
same.
want the coffee flavor,
Same.
but have just like a little bit of sweetener, like the Dunkin' Donuts sweetened flavors
Yeah.
that they have. You can just put that in, and you don't need
It
like
makes
sugar.
you don't need additional. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, chocolate or vanilla?
vanilla.
So
And-
many people are saying that.
Really?
Yes.
So chocolate, it hasn't ever been my thing. Like I've always been a white chocolate person.
Have you?
Yeah. I choose vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream every time. And I like gummy candy.
Yeah.
Or hard candy. Chocolate is
Right.
my girl Paxton, she's 7. And chocolate is life for her.
I agree with
Absolutely.
that. Okay, this is a weird question, but since you're like a Knoxville native, you're
Yeah.
gonna get this. Okay, so you're in deep Farragut, and you gotta get to Neyland Stadium. Are you taking 40 or are you taking back roads?
North Shore.
Yes.
North Shore all the way down for sure.
Yeah. Is there just because you don't want to deal with 40, you don't want to get over and off, or?
Well, with 40, you've got and I know that North Shore can get backed up.
Right.
Obviously, with it's just being a 2-lane road.
Right.
But I still like the drive better.
Yeah.
It's a little more chill.
I agree.
You know, you get to see the water on the way down. So I'm going to stick with that. And in general, the reason I love Knoxville because we have back roads to go anywhere.
Yes.
We
100%.
If we don't want to go interstate, we have probably 1,800 different options.
Yes.
Like we have Middlebrook, we have North Shore, we have, I don't know, name it. It's
You
back
have it.
roads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, dogs, cats, or horses?
Oh, you called it. Horses all day long.
Do you have horses
Cat
now?
second. Yes, I have one horse. Her
Okay.
name is Maeve, and she is a quarter horse.
Okay.
She's 15 hands, and we ride her Western.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we board our horse at Ironhide Ranch
Okay.
in Greenback.
Okay.
And they have been so amazing
That's
with allowing my kids to come in and be a part of, and it's nice because the kids aren't a burden.
Right.
They welcome them,
They get to be a
and they're
part,
like,
yeah.
it doesn't matter if they're loud or the horses spook. Like,
Right.
if the horses spook, come back around and do it again
Right.
until it doesn't spook.
Right.
And that's total opposite of how I grew up riding horses.
Yes.
So it's been a really great opportunity for my kids and I to be able to go out there,
Yeah,
and
that's
I
awesome.
show them kind of the world that I love
Yeah,
and grew
that's
up with.
I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, so since you do landscape design, what's your favorite landscaping addition that people could do?
Hardscapes are the best. Even though it's expensive up front,
Yeah.
you get your value's worth in the long run.
Okay.
Anything that has to do with, pavers or retaining walls or fireplaces in the backyard,
Yeah.
pavilions, things like that, you are actually adding value
Yeah.
permanently to
Love
your
that.
property.
Yeah.
And that will help with the sales price.
Yeah, I love that. What's the most overrated landscaping thing?
Ooh, rubber mulch.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Listen, we
Rubber
sell it
mulch?
and we offer it, and it is a really good option for some people. So rubber mulch is basically tires ground up.
Yes.
And then they'll dye it different colors. It's a great solution for those who want low maintenance. We've done it for, some people that it was an older couple and the wife doesn't do gardening anymore. And he goes, I just need something that I just can blow leaves. I don't want landscaping. I just need it plain. And we said, well, we can do this option. It's, it's a 12-year color warranty, and you don't have to redo it all the time. And so it was a really good option for him.
Right.
But natural mulch is the way to go for eco-friendly things. Yeah. And we like to build sustainable solutions.
Right.
To help the soil growth, to help the plant life.
Yeah.
And to make sure that you're building a full system within the soil.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rubber mulch. Anyways, I'm like, what is that? Okay, so let's just talk about business. So talk design build. You guys, I'm going to read your mission.
Okay, go for it.
Our mission is to design and construct beautiful yet purposeful landscapes in Loudoun County and surrounding communities. We believe becoming your trusted partner is key to ensuring landscaping excellence. And so, I was looking at your website and it kind of seems like you guys were kind of trying to do work with other people and it just wasn't working. So this business kind of came out of your experience of like, we want to provide a better option for people.
That's exactly right. Okay. So my husband and I bought property in 2020. Well, it was before COVID hit.
Yeah.
So
luckily.
And so we bought property and we built a house.
Yeah.
It was on a tract land. Mm-hmm. It's 1.7 something acres. And it was all construction dirt. Okay. Because it had been, it's a tract property. The house is in the middle.
Yeah.
So on both sides, on the front side and the back side of the property, was all construction dirt. Because it had just been a construction site. We had to clear out trees and all the kinds of things. The other part is that it's on a slope. Mm. And we needed some type of solution to keep, because it was just fill dirt and water running down all through our house, it like got down to the porch and we were like, yikes.
Yeah.
And we went through a couple different, seasons.
Yeah.
I guess, I put that in quotes, different seasons with figuring this property out.
Yeah.
We asked somebody to do a retaining wall. They came in. It was not done correctly and it fell over.
No.
And this was a large retaining wall and it fell over. And so I said, well, this can't happen again. And so we cleared it all out. We cleared all the debris out, got somebody back in to do additional excavation, and he basically shaved off layers and layers of the dirt to excavate it so it's a little smoother and it's not just like the drop.
Yeah.
And it was still a mess.
Yeah.
And I called so many people. I mean, I can't, 10 people, I made it a point to call landscaping people. And I got, we're busy, 2 weeks, or yes, I'll be there tomorrow, and it doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Nobody shows up. Mm. And as a consumer, I was really frustrated. I didn't want to afford a $5,000 full landscape plan. Mm-hmm. I really just needed somebody to give me an idea and show me visually what that could look like and have it be affordable.
Right.
And I need a visual. I can't see when you're telling me that this could look like that or that could look like that. And so this is kind of where this idea was formed. We finally worked with someone and he helped us out with getting the property done.
Yeah.
And so from there, we got it done, but I've always been an entrepreneurial spirit at heart. Yeah. I tried an excavating business at one point. That wasn't for me. I've tried selling things, arts and crafts, eBay. So I've always,
all the stuff. Yeah.
I've always had something that I've been trying to do on my own.
Yeah.
And so I said to my husband, who is a really knowledgeable, intellectual, logical dude, and I said, let's just do it. Let's do it. Why not? And we had a plan of, we didn't really know, we knew we wanted to do the design, but didn't really know how to get jump started.
Yeah.
And so we started going to trade shows and started meeting people and networking and things like that. And our processes have changed a ton.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
We've figured out things that have not worked. We've reached out to people in business that actually do the same things that we do.
Yeah.
And have asked for help and guidance.
Yeah, okay.
And they've said, you need to do this, this, and this. And since we are coming to them asking for their guidance, and these are, old-time business people that have been doing this a while.
Right.
And they tell us, you need to get organized. You need to have 5 different departments. You need to do and we said, okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. And we took off with it.
Yeah.
And since then,
when was this? When did you guys start?
We started in August of last year.
Okay, wow. Yeah.
And then July of this year, we went through, and every new business, small business, goes through these really difficult times.
Right.
And what made me feel good was that I wasn't alone. We weren't alone.
Yeah.
And thank goodness for a business, total networking team, business networking.
Yes.
These people helped us keep the doors open.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and really guided us. And that was in July of this year when we were just like, what else do we do?
Yeah.
And so it's been a really scary, exciting, what are we going to do? Thank goodness for our business community.
Yeah.
And, our
That's
supporters.
awesome. Right.
And we've got plans for this winter we really want to focus on design work this winter. We do a 3D design in a CAD system. And so what we do is we come out and we take a look at what you've got, the property, and then we have 3 different levels of design fees or design, $500, $750, $1,000, just depending on how large. And with that, we start with the design. So we say, we're going to come out, talk to us, take pictures. We'll take notes about what you want. We've provided the first design. Then we come back and we do 2 revisions. Come back to you. Let's talk. What don't you like? What do you like? What do we need to change? We do the revision, come back, and then do the final one, and then we provide the design.
Yeah, okay.
And that way, we get the design done and hand it to them, and we can say, now it's fall. So what do you want to start with first?
Yeah.
We can piecemeal this.
Okay.
So now that we have this plan, let's figure out what we want to do first. And do you guys want to do this part? We can do that part. And with this design plan, you're really able to get what you want and have a plan to do this in the spring, this in the summer.
Right.
And that $100,000 sticker shock that sometimes comes with really large landscaping prices, it puts it back in people's budget.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And that was really important for my husband and I because we want this to be upfront, straightforward, transparent, and working together collaboratively with our customer.
Yeah, that's cool. So you guys do the 3D design. You do, I'm going to read this from the list. 3D landscape design, hardscapes, plant selection and planting, irrigation, sod installation and seeding, artificial turf installation, garden beds restoration, spring and fall cleanup, junk removal.
Yes, that's
a thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I saw that and I was like, oh my God. I need that for my people. Okay, artificial turf. Every time I see it, well, is it appropriate for animals?
Absolutely.
Is it really?
Yes. 100%. And it's really good for kids. So we've done it for dog areas and for a kid area.
Okay.
So the dog area, he was just sitting in mud because it was cold dirt. And Bentley needed a space. Yeah. And so we said, well, why not do just an artificial turf spot for him?
Right.
And that way it stays cool. It's not outrageously expensive. Yeah. And, we leveled it out. We, installed it. And they put like a shade over him. And it was a perfect spot for him, and he loves it. It can get rained on. Yeah. It goes off.
So it self-cleans, though, I guess, right? Because I'm always like, doesn't the poo to stay there?
Yeah, it does. And you have to pick it up. But
Yeah.
the great part is you can hose it off too.
Yeah, okay. My husband's always like, it's not that big of a deal. Something about it grosses me out. But it sounds like it's like a good solution.
Yeah. We have some friends of ours with 865 Rehome and Rescue.
Yeah.
That they have a dog run.
Okay.
And most of that is an artificial turf area.
Okay.
So that their dogs just aren't on hard surface.
Yeah.
It's softer. It's
Right.
cooler. You know, if they pee on it, okay.
Right.
Pick up
Whatever.
the poop from
Right.
it. Yeah. And
Okay.
it's a much better solution than them running in mud.
Yeah.
And getting all muddy and bringing that in.
Yeah. What's kind of your most common thing that people reach out to you for?
It really varies. Like, we get a lot of design calls where people just are looking for a visual.
Yeah.
And we love doing that because we
Yeah.
love to create.
Yeah.
And then we get jobs where somebody needs a French drain dug and,
Yeah.
and buried.
Right.
And we'll go out there and dig a French drain.
Right.
Or dig a drain pipe, you know, to make the water go.
Right. Rerouting the rain.
Yes.
So it's not coming to your
Always.
foundation.
Don't let it go in your house.
Yeah,
no.
That's a huge, huge one. And I'm sure you know this. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the number of like home inspections that I've seen where it's like the concrete and the crawl space are wet,
Are wet.
and it's a rerouting, like it's a landscaping problem. It's not a foundation problem, but also if it stays forever, it will
becomes
become a foundation
absolutely.
problem.
Yeah. So it's definitely really important to make sure that any water around your home is being directed away. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's cool about French drains. Okay, so then hardscapes. So let's just talk quickly about that. So, like for example, this is the vision for my own yard.
Okay,
I would like
let's
an
go.
outdoor space that's shaded with like a fire pit situation, and like, so you guys do all that. You could do like the pavers, the fire pit, the shading, like
The shading is, we won't do that.
Okay,
Unless you want to do it with trees.
Yeah,
We can
okay.
plant some
Yeah,
trees for you.
okay, yeah.
We do have partners
Okay.
that we work with that do construction buildings.
Okay.
And when I say construct, I mean like pavilions.
right, yeah,
That will come and do structure
Right.
things. So in the back of our yard, we had a pavilion built with a patio in the middle of it.
okay.
And at one point we did have a fireplace, and then we decided to build the patio, and we don't have the roof open. And so
yeah,
we
so-
took out the fire pit and made it the big recreation area.
Yeah,
And made the
okay.
fire pit over by the house.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, that it's a great, and the thing with the pavers too is as the ground moves, they move to, it's less
Yeah, how
cracking
does that
than
work?
concrete.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And-
So it's a better solution than necessarily concrete.
Right.
Okay.
Concrete, if done correctly, should never crack. I know there's theories that if it's concrete, it's gonna crack, but I've seen concrete done well that's been around
Yeah.
for 20, 30 years
Yeah.
and doesn't have one crack in it.
Yeah.
So that's my
That's a
theory.
hot take.
That's my theory. I'm not a concrete person. Talk to your concrete man.
Well, you're a
I
concrete
might be
guy.
speaking out of term right now. Back to plants.
Oh my god, that's funny. Okay, what about spring and fall cleanup? Like, what does that look like?
So we're really pushing spring and fall cleanup right now.
Yeah.
That's going to get real heavy as our leaves are falling, branches are coming down. Dead branches can actually suck nutrients out of the ground. And so
Really?
Yeah, and so you don't want dead branches or things like that in your garden beds or anywhere around plants because it can actually suck up.
Are they trying to survive? Like, what's happening?
It's like whatever
They're like decomposing, I guess.
Yeah, and there's something with, my husband could tell us all
Yeah,
about
okay.
this. I'm gonna shorthand this, but it takes away from the soil, and the other plants don't get what they need.
Okay.
The nutrients that they need.
Yeah.
And so you definitely get your dead plants up. Not dead plants. Yes, get your dead plants up. Get your dead branches up. Leaves, you don't want them sitting there for a while because that can create a lot of
Right.
moisture on the ground,
Right.
which can cause its own issues. And so seeding, weed pulling, it's a great time to plant grass. With the cooler weather, the seed germinates in that cooler weather,
Yeah.
so it can pop up later.
Right.
spring and fall cleanup, it's a great time to reseed and water your grass right now so that it pops up.
Yeah.
And getting your gutters cleaned is really important right now. Making sure that there is access to water to go out from your house.
Yes.
Like we just talked about. And so it's a really good time to just get everything cleaned up for the winter, everything off the house, branches off the house, everything. So that you can avoid any type of wintertime issues that might happen with cold weather.
Yeah. Are there any like common landscaping mistakes that you're like, please don't do this?
That's a hard one. I can't think of one.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious if you're like, listen, if you put ivy up the side of your house or, just something that's like...
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like something like that where you're like, it might look good, but
later...
Large
trees, like take into account before you plant trees.
Yeah.
How big they're going to grow and where that's going to be in relation to your house.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
I see a lot of times crepe myrtle varieties that get very large and are now overhanging houses. And it's just because it was not planted properly.
Yeah.
And there's a way to trim crepe myrtles to make it, because it is a beautiful tree.
Right.
When you let it grow. And there's definitely ways to trim and make sure it stays back from the house. But don't plant trees that get really big and will overtake your house.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And we have walnut trees.
Brutal.
Which is horrible.
Brutal.
Literally. Horrible. So also
they're
do
in your yard
research
all year. Yep.
And you might twist your ankle on that trash.
Absolutely. Jeez.
Okay. So anything else like new? I mean, you guys really do everything outside, basically. Would you say that? And if you can't do it, so if somebody wants to work with you, do they call the office? Like, where should they go? What should they do?
I'll say real quick, the one thing that we don't do is lawn maintenance.
Okay.
So mowing, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's something we're looking into down the road.
Yeah.
As part of a program that we can do for New Hawk.
Right.
But we're just not there yet.
Right.
So mowing and that kind of stuff, maintenance wise, we don't do that.
This is more like establishing your yard.
Establishing, revamping, revitalizing, those types of things. Yes.
Cool.
Creating.
Do you guys work with like real estate agents or people that are about to sell their house to revamp?
We do.
Okay.
We're starting a curbside appeal program.
Oh, love that.
Yes, where we are targeting realtors. We have from a fourth of an acre up to an acre of fixed prices where we provide specific services like a basic cleanup. So a basic cleanup looks like we're coming in, we're taking the leaves out, we're taking the dead branches out. We'll pull the weeds. We'll mow the yard to make it look nice. We'll edge, we'll weed eat, that kind of thing. For a set price. And then if they want to add on, so they want to add plants or they want to add mulch, those will be more add-on services that we'll bid at that time.
Okay.
But it's an effort for home sellers and home buyers or realtors, if landscaping is going to break a deal, we have a fixed price where we can come in and at least get this up for you. And then if you want to use us for anything else, we can talk about that at that point.
That is so smart.
Yes. Go to our Facebook page. It is New Hawk Design Build on Facebook and New Hawk Design Tennessee on Instagram. We have all of our information about that. We're going to be pushing that more with our curbside appeal program to realtors. We have a post I think coming out next week about that with prices.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that and to really target in with realtors to try to make it easier to make that sell.
Right. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sale.
Oh, it's a pet peeve.
Okay, this is something I know that you wanted to talk about, and it comes to just like starting a business and being a business owner. About, you had mentioned just what it's like to be an entrepreneur and kind of the hurdles that you've been through, and then you had mentioned kind of a business owner with ADHD.
Right.
So I wanted to just ask you about that. Like, how did you find this out? How did this come about? What does that look like?
So I started this journey recently. I was having I've struggled for a lot of years. I was diagnosed with ADHD as a kid, but the Ritalin it didn't go well with my stomach.
Which wasn't that like early on?
Very early. Yeah.
Okay,
I was in 6th grade, I think.
So before ADHD was like
a thing.
The rage.
Right.
For lack of a better, whatever.
Yeah, because I kind of want to talk about that too.
Yeah.
But the medicine made me sick, and it was like, not taking it anymore, let's move on with life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it just wasn't discussed or talked about. It didn't work, so we're moving on.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I went through school. I have over the amount of credits for a bachelor's degree. Mm-hmm. But because I couldn't decide on my major, because I jumped from communications to accounting to marketing to all these different things, I never got that actual piece of paper. And it always kind of bugged me because I was always looking for that kind of new exciting thing, and always kind of trying to engage here, and I couldn't really stay in one thing. And I was having issues, just putting clothes away from laundry was the biggest task of my whole life. I mean, it was like I knew I had to do it, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I grew up with buck up, just get it done.
Get it done.
Like, come on,
Yeah.
just do it. And as an adult, I was like, why do I feel like this all the time?
Right.
It doesn't feel like me. Like, why am I struggling with these very basic things?
Yeah.
And I was just scrolling through Facebook. It must have heard me talking about it, because I start seeing all these ADHD things. I didn't think ADHD was actually a thing.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I was like, everybody has it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. People use it for, excuses.
Yeah.
And I started relating to these videos that I was seeing, and really relating. And then I found this podcast called ADHD for Smart-Ass Women.
Yeah.
And they talk about how to work with your brain, and they talk about solutions. But all of these women have the same brain processes that I did.
Yeah.
And it comes out in different ways for everybody, but I finally started to realize this is just how your brain works. By and I got on a little bit of medicine, and that's been really helpful. It's stimulant medicine, and it wakes my brain up. I can sit here and have these conversations.
Yeah.
I had a hard time just getting up and moving. It was like brain fog all the time. And as I built our business, and I'm in this business community, and I'm starting to make friendships with all these business owners around me, I'm finding that there's so many people like me that think the same way and process things, where it's very easy, for my wonderful husband to just do the laundry and put it up, and it's done. It's over. I overthink. I start processing. I'm like, it's going to be a huge deal. And then I have little tricks now for myself to make sure that I'm not putting too much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And because perfectionism is a really big thing. And so I'm kind of on this new journey, and as an adult, being diagnosed has really, I guess naming it has made me go, okay, I can understand it now.
Right.
Whereas before it was, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why can't I do things that normal people can do?
Yeah.
And so this has been a huge revelation for me, and has really helped kind of morph like what my true values are in for myself and for this company that we're creating. Yeah. Values of quality time is making sure we get eye-to-eye contact with our customers. Yeah. Spending that quality time so they know that they mean something to us. Right. We're not just another one that's going to come and go.
Not just transactional. Yeah.
Family is very important to me. We are creating a marketing campaigns around welcome to the New Hawk family. Yeah. And, we want to send out monthly gifts to our past clients and current clients, to be part of our family with us.
Right.
So that we can help support you in however we can, whether you have your own business and you want us to help support you, or you've got somebody 5 years later that needs landscaping and you're like, I talked to these guys, and staying in communication to where we're not just an in and out company.
Right.
And that's really important to us.
Yeah.
And providing a level of communication that we didn't get and we didn't receive when we were trying to get this done.
Right.
So being on the consumer side and going, there's obviously a need in this community for this type of work, and make it affordable for people.
Yeah.
So that's where it has come from. It has been beautiful meeting other women in business. I have always been a full supporter of we lift women up. Women need to stick together.
Yeah.
We are our best support team for each other.
Yeah.
And meeting other women in business and other entrepreneurs and being able to be vulnerable and say, here's my highs, here's my really low lows.
Right.
And they say, here's what we can do to help lift you up.
Yeah.
And so this whole community of the Total Networking team is all about businesses lifting other businesses up.
Yeah.
And it's the support. It's a family environment.
Right.
And, being that quality time and family are just so important.
Right.
We're able to put that through all aspects of our lives now.
That's cool.
And be around genuine, wonderful business people that care.
Right.
And it's been, this year has just transformed us professionally and personally.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome. So, I mean, just really what you're saying is, growing your business through human connection and also serving your clients through human connection.
Yes. That relationship.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's what business is, really. It's like you want to serve people.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. I love that. So nice.
I love it. I love being in business, and I love, being able to support other people.
Yes.
It's just...
Yeah.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
To be able to go through what we go through.
Right.
We receive support and we're able to go, here's support back.
Yeah. Awesome.
And it's a beautiful cycle.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So is there anything about New Hawk, about what have I not asked you that you're like, we got to talk about this?
I do want to reiterate for this fall, please call us 865-257-9727. Our website is www.newhawkdb, like designbuild.com. And we would love to come out and even just take a look for a design. Yeah. We really are pushing the yard cleanups right now. What you can expect in a yard cleanup from us is full service communication. You'll know as soon as we have you in our books. You'll know when we're on our way. You'll know when we're done. We offer different types of payment options. We show up on time. We get it done in the time we say we're going to get it done.
Yeah.
And then we're out of there.
Yeah.
So you can call us. We'd be happy to help however we can. And we always are looking to connect with other business owners in Knoxville.
Yeah.
So please, we would love to talk to anybody who's open to a conversation just about business and how we can all, there's enough work for everybody.
Great.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Yes.
Okay, so go check out their Facebook, go check out their Instagram, also their website. You can see everything there. Start to finish on a project. Like if someone calls you today, I know it would like depend on the project, but like on a fall cleanup, just in general, what is that, like a 2-week process, a 1-week process, like what?
So fall cleanups can be anywhere from 5 hours to a couple days.
Okay.
Just depending on
what all it is.
Yeah. Fall cleanups are generally the quicker jobs.
Yeah.
And again, depending on size.
Right.
But we can...
So just call them.
Just call us. Yeah, it totally depends on the size.
Right.
No size is too small or too large. Maybe too large. No size is too small right now. We don't do construction.
If you've got a $50,000 building, maybe we're not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do the plants around it.
Oh.
There you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
You're
for
so
having
fun.
me. This was such a blast.
Yes, thank you.
I love this.
Yes.
You do a great job. I love your podcast. And thank you for having us on.
Of course.
Yes.
Now I'm going to ask personal questions about my own yard. So
let's go.
All right, see you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.